Hi, hello. I've got a question for any nail techs out there watching. What kit did you start with? I'm talking gels, lamp. Did you start with a cheap kit from Amazon? If you did, put your hands up. um, did you start with a professional kit? And that is the controversial subject I'm going to talk about today. But first of all, my name is Sammy. I'm an autistic, queer, small business owner, a nail tech, and a press-on nail artist. And I want to talk about the controversial subject of which kit people start with. Now, I'll tell you a little bit about how I started. I started with just liking nail art, really. I watched a load of videos, had a load of look, had got no clue what I was doing, had no insurance, had no thought of allergies or anything like that. I just started. So I brought a cheap kit from Amazon. It was lavender violets, which still holds a very special place in my heart because it was my first ever gels that I ever used. I started just on my own hands and on a fake hand that I'd got, because at the time I didn't know if I wanted to go into it fully, whether I wanted to take courses, whether I wanted to do anything else with it. As I'm autistic, I didn't think I'd be able to actually sit and hold somebody's hands and do their nails. I didn't think that was going to happen. So I said to myself, right, if I'm still into it by Christmas that year, then I will go and get some courses and I'd get my insurance. But initially, I'd got no clue on this. So I started off, and within about a month, I'd developed some sort of allergy to something. It's still an allergy that prevails today, and it still causes me problems. Hence why this hand hasn't got anything on at the moment. But yeah, so I started with that, and I think the kit was maybe 30 quid. And it came with the lamp, it came with about 40 gels, and a load of little extras. And at Christmas, I realised I wanted to do it longer. So I got a few courses, got some more professional products, but at the time, like most people, you don't want to put a lot of money into it. If you don't think you're going to carry on with it, there's no reason to put a lot of money into it because you're going to be doing it as a little hobby. And I wasn't going to do it on anyone else's hands, it was only going to be on my own. So I thought, well, why am I going to be putting a lot of money into it? And at the time, I did not know how much gels and professional brand lamps cost. I think my lamp at the moment, I think for about like 200 quid. And so it's a lot of money. And if you're not sure, what are you supposed to do? So I want to have a conversation about what do we do as nail techs, as nail brands, to help new young nail techs come into the business with all the information they need, with making sure they get insurance relatively quick, making sure they're aware of allergies. What do we do? Do we get rid of those cheap kits you can get from Amazon? Do we stop selling them in this country? But then when you're aspiring nail tech, what do you buy? You don't have a couple of £100 to spend on professional products, and half the time you've got no idea what brand is good, what brand isn't, what brand is going to offer you a really good basic set. If you want a basic set from most gel brands now, it's a lot of money. Even their trial kits are a lot of money, and you can't buy them without insurance. Now, who's going to put down 40 to maybe 100 quid on insurance for a year that you might not use? You're not going to do that. Now, I've met a few young girls who want to start with nails. They're 14, 15, 16, coming out of school, and they've no idea on what they want to do fully. Do they want to go into Build-A-Gel? Do they want to do nail art? Do they want to just do nails? I always recommend starting off with press-ons because it's a lot more easier, even though the kits still can be quite expensive, because it gives them time to hone their skills to get to where they want to be. And I think most nail techs will agree with me by saying that it can take a year or so before you're happy with what you're doing, and even then you're still learning every single day. I'm been doing this now for a couple of years. I'm still getting courses. I am still teaching myself. I'm still learning. I've had some really amazing courses. The recent one from Lucy Pastorelli, I did an e-file course, and it was amazing. And I still learnt new things each time I've done a course. So, I'm sorry if I'm rambling a little bit, but what do we do? What do we do to help those new creators coming in, those new artists coming in, to make them comfortable, to make them aware of everything they need to know, and to give them all the information that they need to start their journey? And I think as of a nail techs, we have a little bit of responsibility of that, and I think the nail brands have a little bit of responsibility of that. I also think that I don't know, but I think we may need to look at what is being sold cheap on Amazon, what people can get, and maybe start to limit some things. But again, then what do you say? Where do you show person just coming in? Where do you show to them what they can buy, where they can buy? When I went to Niche Network recently, I met a few people who were just starting, and they'd all had the same sort of journey. Cheap products from Amazon, and then starting to realise, actually, no, I want the professional products. So they've brought insurance and they've started the professional journey. But where do we get to that point? How do we get them to that point? And I think a lot of it is information. I think a lot of it is creating communities that are purely information based. They're not, oh, do this brand because this brand is great. This is the brand that I hero worship and I absolutely love, which a lot of nail techs are like. I think it needs to be fully educational based, community based, and any person that wants to get into the nail tech world is able to get to this community and read everything they need to know, look at the allergies, look at what can have problems with, and the simple bits of education like gloves should be the first thing you buy. You know, it's a really silly way we're doing it, where we're setting people up a lot of the time for either failure or allergies. And I think people need to take responsibility for really supporting new nail techs, baby nail techs, to get where they need to be. Anyway, sorry for the ramble. I've very shortly, I'm on 998, about to reach 1,000 followers on TikTok, which I am really super happy with. Building my own little community, building my own little family. It's just been amazing. So I'm so thankful for that. My latest short reached something like 14,000. Again, I've no idea what I did on that one. I mean, it's way beyond any of the other ones I did. So, but I am super happy and super grateful. But yeah, so let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments what you think we should be doing. And yeah, I'm just hoping to really spark a conversation around this. It needs to be talked about. We can't keep allowing new nail techs to start with more allergies that is going to carry on for them for a long, long time. So yeah, anyway, I'll talk to you later. Bye.